Today I have 3 wooden puzzles on my desk. Usually I solve interesting, bright, difficult or even impossible puzzles, but when I look at these ones, I do not have the feeling that this is something very complicated, but I am sure that it will be very interesting to solve each of these 3 puzzles. All of them are similar to each other. These are wooden cubes. We have a dice here, it's kinda a box. Oops. Something happened that I did not expect. Well, now I definitely do not know how to solve this puzzle. We have details that have very complex shape, and we need to put them inside this box in the shape of a cube. I think that this puzzle will be very difficult, because I saw for the first time what it looks from the inside. Okay, but let's start with this box. As you can see, we have 5 stars here, which means that this is the most difficult level for geniuses. So, let's start with this puzzle. Already intriguing. And this is the only puzzle we have that's still packaged. But all of them, as you can see, were in the solved state. This puzzle looks like a cube. I want to turn it like a Rubik's Cube, but it does not turn, because this is a Rubik that consists of... what is it? This cube turned into a snake. As you can see, each wooden block is connected to each other with something like a rubber band or a rope. And we can twist these wooden blocks to confuse ourselves even more and change the shape. And it seems to me that now I've already made a huge mistake, meaning I scrambled it a little too much. Okay, now it's even more interesting. I'll take a timer to understand how long it takes for me to solve this and another puzzle. And you can write your guesses in the comments. What do you think? How long it will take for me to solve each of these puzzles? This is supposed to be a 3x3 cube, and I understand that these 3 pieces will be somewhere on the one side or somewhere in the middle. So there is no point placing details in this way, because it will be outside of the cube. If we do it in this way, it looks like an edge of a Rubik's Cube, and by the looks of it, we can already give the shape of our puzzle in this way. And here's the difficulties come up. We have such a 3-cube piece there, but the complexity will be in the fact that we still have a hole in the middle, and it looks quite difficult. I can say that we are definitely not on the right track, because as you can see, we have this fairly long piece, which no matter how we twist it, we would not place it in the middle of the cube. Maybe we need to correct something in the previous stage. For example, do something like this. Okay, it looks better, and move on. The shape of the cube remains. The only thing is that the rest of the wooden snake is outside. Now I definitely understand that this is the wrong position, because even if I put it in the middle in some way, I will have the last pieces left on the outside, and I won't be able to put them inside. Okay, second try. Let's try to start from another edge. The difficulty of the puzzle is that on each connection we can rotate 360 degrees in different directions, and the more connections are nearby, the more difficult the shape we can make. For example, here I got the letter M. Okay, let's not get distracted. If we consider that this area will be inside, then we won't be able to fill the cube in any way from this side and from this one. Maybe we'll have to change something. For example, it can be in this way. Okay, it already looks like it can work. Unfortunately, nothing will fit here. If we do it like this, it's not bad either. But as soon as we put it here, nothing will happen. And what if I have to start solving from the middle? We will find a position where we will have a maximum area covered with these cubes. Yeah, it would have been good, but here I definitely do not have enough pieces. I really solved this puzzle for the first time, and it is really difficult, really complex one, but very interesting. Now I do not follow any general rules for solving puzzles. I just do it by intuition, and it's already more than 4 minutes on timer. The difficulty here is me repeating the wrong position. After all, it is difficult for me to remember whether I've tried this position already or not. I'll be honest, I did not expect such a difficulty from the first wooden puzzle in this video. And now I am even more afraid to imagine what will happen next, because this, in my opinion, is the simplest one, although it is written that it's genius level of difficulty. And again, the same position. Again and again, look, this thing does not fit here. I need scissors or just a touch of luck. Support me in the comments, please. Write something nice. I hope that I will succeed. Now I have the only option to place it here on this side. I can't go there because I will run out of space. So I can go in this way, then like this and from the side. We can try to put it in this way. Here. And done! 23 minutes for an ordinary cube. Gosh, I did not expect it to be so difficult. And this is only the first puzzle for today. Listen, wooden puzzles have never gotten my attention, but it surprised me with its complexity. I'm impressed. Only 23 minutes, or rather a whole 23 minutes to solve this. But we immediately move on to the next one. This is our dice puzzle, and I would like it to leave it for dessert. And now let's start solving this monster, also a cube. There is such a frame, by the way, quite convenient. Stands on the edge, cool. And our task is to assemble a cube inside from these details. And here I can see each piece is unique. They are very different, consist of such a right angle on one side and such triangles on the other edges. And we have 8 such cubes. That is, it will be a 2x2 cube. Maybe it seems to you that it is a little easier, but we'll see. Start. Right off the bat, it's clear that these details need to be placed on the outside. So we have to connect them in this way. That means we can find 2 triangles to come together. And now we have exactly the edge of the cube. That is, we need to look for a connection with other triangles. And we can find them. But the more we connect, the more difficult it will be to find the necessary piece. For example, here I cannot imagine what will fit. This one won't work, it does not fit. So I need to look for the same cube, but only with this triangle upside down. Okay, this will be much more difficult than I imagined. We are here for a long time. And if you like puzzles and want to challenge your mind, go to CUBASTIC 3D Etsy shop. This is my own puzzle shop. All puzzles there are selected by 10-year experience. Some of them, by the way, were in the videos on this channel. By choosing any puzzle on the Etsy shop CUBASTIC 3D, you can be sure that it will definitely surprise you. My personal favorite is the calendar puzzle. Here we have 365 levels of difficulty. Just choose today's month and date, and our task is to fill empty space with all other pieces. And this is very difficult, but incredibly interesting. This puzzle will challenge your mind every day, because there are 365 different levels, and it will look great on your desk in a set with the stand. So buy puzzles on the Etsy shop CUBASTIC 3D. This way you will not only surprise yourself, but also support the development of this channel. I already have half of the cube. The only question is that maybe there is no such position so that I could place these 4 pieces on top. Most likely I mixed them up somewhere. And for example, one of these pieces should be inside of the first layer. Maybe this box only confuses me, because as soon as I put the assembled part inside, I seem to lose access to it. I've already found dozens of ways to solve the first layer, and it is quite easy to do, because a lot of pieces can be used. But the fewer cubes we have left, the more difficult it is to find the right place for them. It will be probably very unpleasant when we are left with only one cube and I understand that it does not fit.
Much later.
So far, I'm just trying to put it together.
Much later.
Now I have some experience and I understand that I may not waste any more time. It's me who said that while spending more than half an hour for this puzzle. Now we can use process of elimination because only few details left. And what? Really? Finally! That was impressive. Oh, I almost forgot. 33 minutes and 33 seconds. Wow, look at this! I'm getting more and more surprised by ordinary wooden puzzles. Honestly, I do not want to disassemble it yet. Which puzzle do you like more, the first or the second one? Write in the comments. But now let's move on to, as for me, the most interesting. This is the dice box puzzle. This cube is in a solved state inside. So to make it fair, I'll just close my eyes and I'll break this puzzle. I think that's it now. Oh gosh, how many pieces? It is the largest amount for today. Now I need to make a cube from these details. Start. Okay, what do I see? First, I want to measure the side of one cube. Here we had a 3x3, 2x2, and this one I understand that I have some pieces which look kinda the same. Oh, I have enough small ones for measure. This is a cube 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5x5. That was easy to measure. I have pieces which are in size 4, 3, 2, and 1 part. It seems to me that this 5x5 cube must be symmetrical. Let's count the pieces. If we have a number that can be divided by 2... By the way, it can be like this, in this position for example, yeah? It also considered symmetrical. Well, it's supposed to. Not bad. So far I like this position. Like this. We have only 3 types of pieces. These are such blocks, then flat but a little longer, and small ones. If I think correctly about symmetry, then we need to rely on small details, because they can be anywhere. And these, because they're quite large, we have a limited number of positions where we can put them. Can it be so? Why not? The height must be 5 parts, and this is 4. So this will be the full height of the cube. 6 pieces and another 6, I can place it symmetrically, but what is the symmetrical position for these 5 cubes? What if we make the diagonal line of the cubes, but not on the same face, but on the opposite one? And then the correct position of these 5 cubes should be left front bottom point and right back top point. I hope you understand what I mean. Let's try to do it right away. So we're placing them diagonally, and the top will be here. Now pay attention only to the small cubes. Here's the position, I think, the only correct symmetrical one. Now I need to understand how to place all other pieces regarding to small ones. Okay, let's start with the small cube in the center. And accordingly, in the opposite direction, you also need to put the same cube. Something like this. This will be our first correct position. Next, I will have a piece placed here or here. And it works. We can safely put the second part there. The only thing that will fit here is the flat one. This way or another one. So far I like everything. Not bad. If we assemble exactly the same structure now, I need to understand which way I need to mirror it and should I do it at all. So this will be our position. I hope I got it right. Something like this. Okay, maybe it will be too symmetrical. Wow, beautiful. Then I have only large blocks left, which should be placed inside. also a symmetrical position. It comes here and such a structure comes out. Accordingly, we need to assemble exactly the same one. Something like this. Let's put another small cube here. So far it looks like this. And the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like this. Finally! The most difficult puzzle took me only 13 minutes. It was incredible. These first two puzzles warmed up my brain very well at the beginning, and now with the most difficult puzzle, I managed to figure it out even faster. So friends, as you can see, even simple wooden puzzles that would have never paid attention to can surprise you with their incredible complexity. I liked this dice box puzzle the most. Well, I hope you also like puzzles. I remind you that Etsy shop CUBASTIC 3D is in the description under the video, and there you can buy the most interesting puzzles from my videos, which I make myself. So check it out and subscribe to this channel. See you later. Bye bye.